Hi, my name is Rain Vance, and today I'll be discussing same-gender parenting and communication climates. Up to 6 million children and adults in the United States have a parent that identifies as part of the lesbian, gay, and bisexual community, while 220,000 children in the United States under the age of 18 years old are being raised in households headed by same-gender parents. Chapter 7 of Communication Mosaics, An Introduction to the Field of Communication by Julia T. Wood explains communication climates, the overall feeling or emotional mood between people, and how supportive communication climates are fostered through the confirmation of others and the expression of empathy. Through the following 4 articles, it is seen how same-gender parents foster supportive communication climates with their children. The first article we're going to look at is It's So Important to Talk and Talk, How Gay Adoptive Fathers Respond to Their Children's Encounters with Heteronormativity, authored by Mohan Vinjamuri, PhD, LMSW, and published in 2016. Vinjamuri used qualitative interviews containing open-ended questions to explore the complexities of being adopted and having gay fathers, with a sample of 20 different families headed by mostly coupled and openly gay men. Some similarities found in this study included how the fathers of these adopted children were able to empathize with their children due to their own backgrounds of being part of a minority and being marginalized for being different. These fathers also honored their children's rights to self-disclose about their families when the children felt they were ready or found it necessary to let others know about their different familial structure. Some children even invited their fathers to their classrooms to provide education through open dialogue. This study did not come without limitations. One prominent limitation in this study included the prevalence of white men with high socioeconomic standing, therefore not representing the unique experiences by gay men of color or gay men with lower to middle socioeconomic status. The next study we're going to explore is Not a Big Deal, exploring the accounts of adult children of lesbian, gay, and trans parents by Victoria Clark and Alani Dimitriou, published in 2016. Clark and Dimitriou examined the understandings that adult children of lesbian, gay, and transgender parents developed about the structure of their families. They used qualitative interviews and survey data to identify themes and analyze against a critical realist framework. The 14 participants were able to choose their level of participation in regards to how anonymous they wanted to be. Email interviews were less anonymous, and the online surveys were more anonymous. Research in this study showed that the adult children of lesbian, gay, and transgender parents shared common progressive values of acceptance towards a range of differences, equality in relationships, and responsibilities to challenge prejudices. Any negative accounts were bred from experiences or social constructs that enabled or perpetuated heterosexism, homophobia, and transphobia, as these issues prevented their families from living authentically. Despite these challenges, the adult children developed a pride in their family difference and expressed identification with and loyalty to the LGBTQ+ community. Limitations of this study included a less representative sample due to recruitment through snowball sampling. Next, we're going to discuss the article Parent Perspectives on Child Health and Well-Being in Same-Sex Families, Heteronormative Conflict and Resilience Building, written by Simon Robert Crouch, Ruth McNair, and Elizabeth Waters, published in 2017. Crouch et al. Investigated how same-sex parented families construct their children's health and what impact stigmas made to their overall health. They used qualitative interviews of 6 Australian families and data measuring systems to code and develop themes amongst the families. This study found that children brought up by same-sex parents tend to be more resilient. This allows them to be better prepared for life and well-equipped to positively cope with difficult situations, making them better adjusted for the highs and lows that come with life. A limitation of this study was the very small sample size. The last article we're going to discuss is Parental Sexual Orientation and Children's Psychological Well-Being, 2013 to 2015 National Health Interview Survey by Jarrell P. Calzo, Vicky M. Mays, Charlotte Bjorkenstam, Emma Bjorkenstam, Calzo et al. Used existing data from the United States' National Health Interview Survey and their own questionnaire to analyze associations between parental sexual orientation and children's well-being. Though the sampled 21,103 children sounds like a very large sample number, only 296 of those children reported having a parent that identified as lesbian, gay, or bisexual. Findings showed that there was little to no evidence that having a household with LGBT parents have their well-being negatively impacted. One interesting finding was that bisexual parents were more likely than heterosexual parents to report that their children had emotional and mental health difficulties. This finding is likely due to the stigmatization towards bisexuality and how those feelings of distress may impact their children. A large limitation of this study was the lack of diversity, as only 1.4% of participants from the sample had a parent identify as lesbian, gay, or bisexual. Through the 4 conducted studies, the common findings supported that children's psychological and emotional well-being are not affected by their parents' sexual orientations. Further, despite challenges with adversity, children brought up with same-gender parents experience more supportive communication climates where parents actively cultivated close and empathetic relationships. The children exhibit signs of being more tolerant, proud, and accepting of differences. Ultimately, children from families with same-gender parents fare no worse or better than their counterparts and instead develop useful strengths such as resilience and understandings such as empathy and tolerance due to their developmental environments dedicated to free-flowing dialogue. To further research the associations between communication climates and the well-being of children with same-gender parents, I propose a survey that would recruit sampling from LGBTQIA+ pride activities over the course of a year. I would use both quantitative and qualitative methods by offering a scale of 1 to 10 and ask questions related to the children's perceived closeness and openness with their parents. I would also supply questions that allow for right-in answers, such as what the parents' sexual orientations are, other demographic identifiers, and what children think the best part of their relationship with their parents is. The survey would be open to children of both homosexual and heterosexual couples to develop a broader understanding and compare and contrast answers and experiences. This study would allow us to hear about these children's experiences and allow them to have their own voices heard, though I would request that the children would be of at least adolescent age, so they would be cognitively therewithal to be able to explain their feelings and experiences and understand their parents' sexual orientations, potentially. I hypothesize that children of same-gender parents feel closer to their parents and have a greater likelihood to be more open with their parents due to their parents' desire to remove feelings of isolation, ostracization, and marginalization they may have experienced for themselves. Thank you.